G'day there guys, it's your main man Markee, back at it again with another episode of r/EntitledPeople. Now if you love this content, I want you to sit back, relax, chug a prawn on the barbie, and enjoy the content. Thank you. Posted by user Akio Armadeo. Titled, Crazy Lady at Chipotle Thinks I Was Stealing Food. This happened just yesterday, and while it was a little shocking, it now just makes me laugh. I work for Uber, and you soon learn quickly the best hotspots for driving around to get plenty of Uber Eats deliveries, which I also do. One place is where a Panera, Starbucks, Chipotle, and a few other places that are just a measure above fast food is, and I get a ton of orders from these places. Since Uber Eats, Grubhub, and others have gotten more popular, they have a shelf inside that has those orders that you can just go in, take the orders that's yours, and leave. It really helps to expiate the process of your delivery so you can make more money. Anyway, Chipotle is the most popular, so I stick close to that restaurant, and I've come to know a few of the employees there too, as once every few weeks I'll eat there before going home. This was during my usual route, and I get my third order for Chipotle, so I park. You can go through the drive-thru, but there's usually lines and it's just faster to go inside, and this applies to any place really, drive-thru or not. There are a lot of orders on the shelf, so I'm scanning them to find the name and number that matches my order. I come across it. As I'm grabbing the bag, a loud voice stopped me momentarily and says, "What do you think you're doing? I've seen you once already. Are you stealing more food?" I looked at her confused. I didn't recognize her, but it's possible she had seen me in here earlier. And like I said before, you just take your food and go. There is no need to tell anyone or anything. I say, I'm sorry ma'am, but I'm not stealing food. I work for Uber Eats and I'm delivering these food orders. I said this, motioning to my shirt. I brought the one that says Uber Eats on it to look more professional. And they retort, "You're nothing but a liar and a thief, and I know one when I see one." She was screeching at me and actually blocked my path. Listen, lady, if I was actually stealing food from this place, do you honestly think I would come back not 10 minutes later to steal more? I'm just doing my job, honest. Don't sass me, young lady. And if you got away with it once already, of course you would just do it again. And it's about time someone stopped you, she said, putting her hands on her hips all puffed up and high and mighty. You need to learn your lesson, so I'm calling the cops. She declared this, pulling out her phone. I just rolled my eyes at her and said, "I don't have time for this. I have clients waiting for their food, and neither one of us care about Karen encounters." She tried to block me again, but I just bypassed her completely as she wasn't able to cover all the exit doors. This crazy woman actually followed me into the parking lot, screaming how she was going to call Uber and get me fired, and she would be reporting my license plate to the cops, and I would be arrested before the day was through. I just smiled at her and said, "F off, lady. Call Uber all you want, and call the cops too. But since you have no proof, the cops can't do anything, and you're not my client either, so Uber can't do anything either, and won't." "You can't speak to me like that," she yelled. "Yes, I can. As far as we are concerned, I'm just another person. I don't work for Chipotle, and I certainly don't work for you, so I can speak to you any damn well I please. That's the beauty of being self-employed, so I'll say it again just for fun. F off." I got into my car and made sure to lock the doors, and this insane woman actually stood behind my car, which prevented me from pulling out. She was on her phone, and I assumed she was calling the cops, so I just blared the horn of my car, which looked like it scared the hell out of her too. She finally moved, and I pulled out and made my delivery just fine. I've only been working for Uber for a month now, and I was assuming my first crazy would have been from a passenger and not just some random restaurant patron. I do love working for Uber though. I love the fact that I can tell people off when they're being entitled and generally nasty to me without any real concern for losing my job or getting written up or anything. Self-employment is the best. Posted by user Lady Killer Croft, titled, Entitled dude wants me to hang the moon, then tells me the job is unpaid. And when I tell him no, he flips his lid. My mum is mum, entitled person is dude, and me is me. About a week ago, my mum, a savvy business lady, told me she had a work-associated friend who wanted social media work done. I said yes, I'm up for the gig since my law school finals were ending and I had some free time over the break. So she gives this guy, Dude, my email. Dude emails me, outlines some of the goals and ideas in mind. I reply to get a sense of what he wants, and I set up a Zoom call to chat in person. We call, and Dude tells me he wants to go viral. He wants this to be a big platform. He wants to do this and this and this and post every day and see this type of content and have this kind of message and all that. Like every entrepreneur, he has a bunch of ideas, but mostly he wants it to go big. For some context, I'm a law student with experience in social media management for both business and creative types. I'm not an expert, but for a low-level gig, I know my chops. So I tell Dude I'm not a miracle worker. I can't make something go viral, but I can help you get this thing off the ground, and then in a few months, if things are going well, I can help you transition to a proper professional who can really take this platform and run with it. I tell Dude I'll start working on a plan, but later in the week because I have finals. He says great, and we hang up. And Dude starts texting me. Screenshots, GIFs, ideas, all this stuff. Thankfully, he didn't interrupt me during my last exam, but it was a legit concern. Thanksgiving happens, he's texting me, I'm being polite but fielding him off, and some red flags are going up because he's pushy and needy, and I'm starting to get cold feet from his behavior. So I take a breath and decide I'm a big girl and I can say no if I get too overwhelmed. I'm also exhausted from the stress of my finals, but so happy to be done. Then I get a text on Saturday after Thanksgiving. Dude says he wants a game plan so we can look over it tomorrow, Sunday. I'm like, ooh boy, work on the weekends and I haven't even started yet. Oh well, I don't have class right now, so I say whatever. And this is where the conversation starts. I say, hey dude, I can have a plan for you by the end of today. Next time we chat, maybe Monday, we can go over the plan. What my wages are expected to be, how much and what kind of work I should be doing. I don't want to take on more than I can handle when school is still my first priority, so getting a sense of what the regular tasks are will be the best way to make sure your needs are met, and I won't bite off more than I can chew. Sound good? And he says, Monday, this is no pay. It's learning and being involved with a professional and a great cause. Find an intern then to report to you. There's 7.5 million of them. Excuse me? What? I'm mad as hell. Dude wants me to do all this work for him and take on a managerial role for free? And since I'm in law school and had told him I had previous experience doing this kind of work professionally, that I need this learning experience. And he has this attitude that he's so great and his social media platform is going to be so great, and that interns are just a dime a dozen. While I'm absolutely fuming, I screenshot the messages, send them to my mum, and tell her to call me before I do something dumb. My mum calls me back and says what he's asking for is crazy. She apologizes because she would have never connected me with Dude if she didn't think it was paid. And plus, it's illegal to do that work for free unless you set up an academic credit program, which is hard to do. I tell her he's crazy if he wants all that, and I can't do academic credit because I don't need social media experience to be a lawyer, and I'm limited in the amount of internship credits I can take on during the school year, so there's no way I would waste it. I also say I wanted to call her and get a different perspective so that I wouldn't impede on her business relationship. Mum and I are all good, and we end the call. I decide that with Dude's attitude, he won't understand all the problems with unpaid internships and young, capable working professionals getting taken advantage of. So instead, I send him this. Oh, I misunderstood then. I thought this would be a paying gig. If you're looking to bring someone on for an unpaid internship, you should look into undergraduates studying field related to the platform's message, or communications who can work for academic credit. But since I'm working on my law degree, I can't take on unpaid work. So I don't think I would be a good fit for your platform. Thank you for the opportunity, dude, and I wish you the best of luck. Of course, I should have trusted my intuition when it set up all those red flags, but now I see that it was right. But that's not all. I get a message from Dude. He says, I don't pay for very part-time help. At this point, I'm simply aghast, but not as pissed as I was before. The audacity of this man? To demand as much of work as he did, and then to tell me to hire an intern to delegate all of it, and then tell me it was very little part-time help? Whatever. Not my monkey, not my circus. I'm out, so I don't need to bother anymore. And I say, understood. Best to you. But it wasn't all best to him. Instead of bowing out like a reasonable person, Dude decides to get even more entitled. He says, you think that $20 an hour is more important than the learning and experience with me? I never said it was paid. I would reconsider and speak with your mom. Ooh, shocked emoji. You are the only one I've asked, and you like the mission very much. Further, you don't need really $20 an hour. It's more of the concept of being paid, no? I'm shooketh. Now I'm mad. But at least Dude is the crazy entitled one here. He can shove his learning and experience and his mission up his ass. There is no way I will reconsider because I don't need him like he thinks he needs me. Of course I'm doing this for the money. Experience doesn't pay bills, especially experience that I already have to be able to do this gig and do not need. And it's more of the concept of being paid. I cannot with this man. Am I not an adult? Do I not know what it's like to have a 9-to-5 and pay bills and taxes? F out of here with that bullcrap. And you bring my mother into this? The one who is seeing all of these screenshots and who has more class in her little finger than you do in your whole body. Yeah, there's no way she would be cool with you trying to take advantage of her, her adult, independent child, or anyone else. She and I can both tell you to take a hike. But I don't say all of that because, unlike Dude, I'm a goddamn professional. And I say, this is not appropriate, because I already told you, no, I am not interested. You will not be hearing from me again. And blocked him. Oh, and what he told my mum after this conversation? She said, he told me that you were not the right fit, which means that you aren't free. So don't apologize or feel like you should. Posted by user Sil Sable. Titled, Entitled Karen gets mad she can't use our restroom because it's broken. So, I'm not normally one to stalk Reddit in the shadows, but I figured I'd share a little Thanksgiving Karen moment that I just had. I'm at work and on mobile, so I apologize for any format issues. However, this is the right place for this. Anyways, happy Thanksgiving everyone, and enjoy. The cast are me, the manager of this location, Karen, the entitled woman with a stick up her butt. So I work for a gas station chain that often is found on the same property as Walmart. And no, we are not Walmart, as everyone seems to think. That's why we're open and they're closed. Thanksgiving Day we are open, and it's notoriously slow. So once I'm done with paperwork and such, I decided to get outside and do some stocking and cleaning, which wasn't done the night before, as it should have been. We are a kiosk store, so the way it's set up is you have coolers and snack racks on either side of a walkway that leads you to the window where the register is. Said coolers are stocked through doors on the back side. The storage room and the bathroom doors are on the side of the building near the back. So now that I've explained that, on to the encounter. I had just filled my cart with drinks and walked to the backside of the cooler to stock. I can hear and see if anyone passes in front of the cooler, so I know when a customer comes up. A woman passes in front of the cooler I'm stocking, so I stop, shut the door, and enter the kiosk to take care of her. I say, "Good morning, ma'am. What can I do for you today?" And she says, "Oh, I'm so thankful you're open. Is your bathroom unlocked?" "Yes, ma'am. We're only closed on Christmas." And I apologize for the inconvenience, but our bathroom is out of order and locked. She gets suddenly flustered and loud and says, "Well, why? Can't you fix it?" I'm trying to hide the sigh that I wanted to let out because I already know how this is going to go. And I say, "No, ma'am, we are not able to fix it and are currently waiting on them to send a plumber out. The toilet is completely clogged and will not flush, and we believe we have a busted pipe somewhere." And then she cuts me off and says, "Well, that doesn't make any sense. You're just too lazy to fix it. I need to use your bathroom, so open it for me." At this point, her face and ears are getting red, and I'm just standing there with an annoyed look behind my mask as she yells at me. I take a deep breath and remind myself I have to be professional because I'm the manager. I say, "No, ma'am, I cannot let you use my bathroom. I'm sorry it's out of order, it will not flush, and we believe we have a busted line or severe clog." "I need to pee. I have to go now. Nowhere else is open. You have to let me use it now." She is full on screaming at me at this point. I kept hoping someone else would walk up, forcing her to give up and leave, but no such luck. "Ma'am, again, I'm sorry for your inconvenience, but the bathroom is out of order." At this point, I'm over it, and my frustration is starting to show. And she says, "You can't talk to me that way. I'm a paying customer. Unlock your bathroom now and get the manager on the phone because they need to know about their rude, lazy employee who won't let me use the bathroom." "Ma'am, for starters, I am the manager, and no, the bathroom is out of order. And ma'am, you haven't purchased anything, so you're not a paying customer. If you would like to purchase something, I can help you with that. Otherwise, I'm going to have to ask you to leave. I have plenty of work to keep myself busy on this slow day, and I'd like to get back to it." I never saw this woman in my life. She is definitely not a regular. She calms down suddenly and gets a smirk on her face and says, "Fine, I'll just call corporate's number and tell them how horribly you treated me." I smirk back at her, pointing as I speak. I say, "If that's what you'd like to do, ma'am, then I can provide you with that number. But I will let you know that everything we do here is recorded with audio." Showing her the microphone and cameras, and I say, "Give me just a moment and I'll write that number down for you." Karen looks around and then gets flustered, yet again flailing her arms about and says, "No, you've done enough already. You've ruined my Thanksgiving. Hope you're happy." She then storms off, gets in her car, and squeals tires out of the parking lot. And that was the end of that. People are so frustrating sometimes, but gotta just keep moving forward. Thanks for letting me share my lovely Thanksgiving Karen encounter. This job seems to attract those types of people, so I might just start sharing those stories more here. I hope everyone has an awesome and safe Thanksgiving this year, and for those who don't celebrate it, I hope you have an awesome day as well. Posted by user ClanCaster2001, titled, "Entitled Woman Abandons Her Cat on Our Doorstep." Okay, this happened about 7 or 8 years ago. I don't remember for sure. I was about 11 or 12 years old, and I'm 19 now, so do the math. I live in a suburb outside of a large Midwestern city in the USA, and just to say it, my neighborhood isn't exactly poor, which makes this even weirder. Anyways, on with the story. It was about 9 at night, and my family and I were sitting watching some TV when we heard a scratching on our front door. My dad went and opened it to find a black cat meowing, basically begging to be fed. He wasn't too underweight, but he was hungry, so we gave him some dry cat food. We already had 4 cats at the time, so giving out a bowl of food wasn't an issue. We quickly went back to watching TV, and the cat ate some food and went on his way. Then to the next afternoon. I'm hanging out with my neighbor when we spot the cat again. I decide to go get my mum so we can take him to the vet. Side note, we had found a cat that tested positive for FELV, feline leukemia, which is an extremely contagious and deadly disease, and we wanted to make sure this cat didn't have it. My neighbor was able to quickly grab him and found out just how sweet he is. As she was petting him, she also noticed that he wasn't a fully black cat. He had white markings and looked more like a tuxedo cat. He was just so dirty that he looked completely black. I quickly got my mum and we put him in a carrier. We rushed him to our vet, which wasn't too far, about a mile or so, and she was quickly able to look him over and find that he had a microchip. Another thing about him is that he was declawed in the front. Some coyotes live around us, and this poor cat wouldn't be able to defend himself. After my vet checked him over, he seemed pretty healthy, except for being covered in dirt and mud, as well as his paw pads being pretty ripped up from walking on the hot asphalt since it was the middle of the summer at the time. The highs would get to about 95 to 100 degrees Fahrenheit, and for a fluffy cat like him, it sounds unbearable. Another thing our vet told us was that she had seen this family's dog before, but never this cat. These people would hunt with their dogs, and when they couldn't smell the prey anymore, they'd kill them. It was horrible to hear. So after learning he had a microchip, we decided to drive him to his home. This part of the story is from my mum's accounts. Enter entitled woman. My mum knocks on the door as the woman answers, looking annoyed, and she says, "Yes?" "Hi, I think I found your cat. He was about a mile away from home in our neighbor's front yard. I thought I'd bring him back. Is this him?" "Ugh, unfortunately." My mum lets him into the house and says, "Okay. Well, you should know that it's dangerous to have a declawed cat outside around here. Some predators could hurt him." "Well, he's a veiled show cat, so I guess it doesn't matter that much. Anyways, we share him with the neighbors." Her husband walks past and says, "Honey, the cat is back." The husband rolls his eyes, barely acknowledging and continuing to walk away. Mum says, "Well, if I find him again, can I keep him, since you obviously don't want him?" "Yeah, whatever. Just stay out of our business from now on. Goodbye." And the entitled mum slams the door. My mum leaves after that, a little shocked but also angry. Later that night, we hear a car speed off and open our front door to see what was going on. We found the same little cat on our doorstep again. This woman had dropped him off to our doorstep. Trust me, he can't move that fast. We quickly decided to keep him and changed his microchip after reporting animal cruelty to the local police. We showed them pictures of his condition, and they quickly gave us ownership and fined the couple. We never saw those people again, luckily, and we now have the sweetest cat ever, so their loss. Alright, I think that's where I'm going to end today's video, guys. I do hope you enjoyed it. As always, I want to do a huge shout out to all my channel members and Patreon subscribers. You should be up on the screen now. I love you all, and I think every single one of you are amazing for supporting the channel in the way that you do. Again, thank you so much for supporting me. And again, if you did enjoy today's video, please do tell me what you thought of it down in the comments below. All of your hot takes, opinions, whatever you think, really, whatever's going on in your life right now, I'd love to hear down in the comments below. Before I leave, I'd also like to announce that I'm going to start doing meme content again on the second channel. I know it's been a while, so click on the Markee head on the screen without the Australian flag behind him if you want to go see some memes. And as always, guys, have a good day, night, sleep, whatever you're up to, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.